The sky over Didcot, Oxfordshire, UK, June 10, 1990. British Airways flight BAC 1211 took off from Birmingham to sunny Malaga at 7:20 a.m. There were 87 people on board, 81 passengers and 6 crew members. Nothing foreshadowed that at the 13th minute of the flight, they will be 86.5. The airliner rose to a height of 5,273 meters. The pilots unbuckled their seat belts, and the passengers in the cabin crunched cookies. The idyll was interrupted by a loud bang. It was the left windscreen in the cockpit that fell off. The commander of the aircraft was immediately sucked into the hole. Captain Timothy Lancaster would have flown out the window entirely, but a fat ass stuck in the doorway saved him. The upper part of Timothy was admiring the beauty of the English South, the lower part was waving its legs helplessly in the salon. Flight attendant Nigel Ogden reacted immediately and clung to Lancaster. Getting the body of the KVS in the left engine threatened disaster. Drag the men inside, too, did not otherwise complete depressurization of the cabin and trouble. In general, the damage from the fallen glass allowed us to count on a safe outcome. The airflow knocked out the door to the cockpit, and the control panel was covered with a layer of debris. While flight attendants ran around the cabin and calmed the passengers, co-pilot Alastair Atchison handled the situation. The man turned on the autopilot and began to descend. Meanwhile, Ogden was very weak and cold. The number of Captain Lancaster inside the plane was gradually decreasing. He fell out of the cabin so far that the captain's unblinking face appeared in the next side window. Then 2 more flight attendants came to Ogden's aid. They were sure they were holding a corpse by the legs. Atchison heard the permission to land over the wind and the crew's curses. 25 minutes after the horror began, the plane with a live plug in the window landed safely in Southampton. The plug was indeed alive. Captain Lancaster suffered severe frostbite, a broken left arm, and bruises. Ogden, who had been holding on to the captain, dislocated his shoulder and frostbitten his face. There were no other injuries. The culprit was found quickly. Shortly before departure, a British Airways employee was changing the same windscreen. 84 of the 90 bolts were smaller in diameter, and all the others were shorter than necessary. The mechanic did not consult the technical documentation and selected the bolts by eye. Naturally, the glass did not hold. Captain Lancaster was put in order. Within 5 months, he was back at the controls of the plane. In British Airways, he flew until retirement, 55 years, and then continued his career as a pilot at EasyJet.